BBC EastEnders hot take. Nearly made us quit. This is by Kitchen Article 4439. So nice I would have said it twice. Hot takes about EastEnders. A lot of people complain about hot takes EastEnders posts not being hot takes or not being popular, unpopular opinion. So here's mine. The 2000s and 80s EastEnders were the worst periods and were boring.
I suppose before all this, I do just want to reiterate. Obviously, it's us. It's us two completely. The EastEnders subreddit is so bad at making hot takes. They're the coldest takes you've ever seen in your life. It's like hot takes. I think Cindy should be axed. What, you don't like Cindy? Wow, that's fresh. That's brand. I think Elaine's a bad mum. Wow. Oh my god. Oh wow. I think the new Mitchells are really new and boring. Oh wow, good hot take there, guys. Like, the hot takes are crazy. It's like there's a post on it the other day about what everybody's best storylines are, and it's like only stuff that's happened in the last 2 weeks. Like, guys, you parade around as like intellectuals who actually remember stuff from the past, but all you talk about is what the show wants you to feel. So, ridiculous.
It's also just I'll get back to that in a second. But yeah, if you couldn't tell, we had no videos planned, so we just went to the Reddit, the usual. But I will say on this, and we had to redo it, that's why I made the joke. I said it twice. The 80s was a nook and cranny figuring out, like, period, which is hard. It's like the pandemic era. It's very hard to really make fun of it because they're figuring stuff out. Like in the 80s, they were figuring out, is this safe to do on TV? Is this safe to do? And I will say the language in the 80s is something that would not fly today. Like the watershed, like it's just weird seeing how the watershed changes throughout the years. You don't know the watershed is the pre 9 p.m. thing. We have
it's basically everything you're gonna show for kids.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the Lou Beale's one of the first lines is something like Lou Beale saying, "Yeah, you know something's bad when them Asians know stuff before you." Bloody hell!
I know.
Bloody hell, Granny, stop it!
See, the problem is you're supposed to look at that joke and not joke. You're supposed to look at that line and not laugh. But the problem is we all know.
Oh, you do laugh.
Yeah, it's like it's something your granny would say. Like, you think she's like, she doesn't mean it racistly. She's not saying it in a racist way. She's just
she is.
Well, it depends on the granny. Like my granny, if she said it, she has to mention.
Lou Beale is.
Lou Beale
definitely is.
But we all know a granny who would say it. And one of my just on the 80s, one of my favorite scenes is Den and Nick in prison in the 80s. And can I say it? Yeah, I can. And fucking Nick and Den are having a conversation, and Nick wants to know how the square's been, and then Ross is like, Catty got raped again, and then Nick's just like, usual, isn't it? And then just, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff said in the 80s wouldn't really get said now. But 2000s and the 80s worst periods. I have a soft spot for the 80s, but obviously it's not what most people would view as good EastEnders, simply because it's early on. A lot of people who will say it's the best also probably only watched it in the 80s and went and watched it later on and went, this isn't the same. 2000s, that is actually a hot take, because ultimately a lot of people do tend to glorify the 2000s, but generally everyone's favorite era is the time that they started watching. That's just generally how it works. So, bold, hot take. I respect it.
Yeah. Continuing on, the 2020 were somewhat good, but better than the other decades.
2010s, nah, and 2020s. The first 2.5 years of 2020 were a bust. So, you know, the 2010s were good up until about 2015, 2016, and then it really started to go downhill, in my opinion. So, I disagree.
Yeah.
I disagree.
This was obviously written by my alt account. Sucky should be axed.
Don't know why. She's an interesting character.
Now, obviously, I don't know this one, and if we're still doing this in a year's time, we'll find out why. This one is here, but 1986 Christmas was boring.
I mean, obviously that's a hot take because isn't it 86 where Den gave Angie the
Oh
divorce
yeah,
papers? So it's viewed as this big, huge event. And them saying it's boring is fairly interesting. So
I mean it's only really known for that iconic moment.
yeah,
Merry Christmas.
exactly. Like no one else talked about anything else in it.
It's I still think it's a phenomenal line. Merry Christmas, and
Oh, it's good, but
he just hands you the thing. And I will say, original idea, because I wanted to do the song idea again for Christmas for Watching Walford. And an idea me and Ash originally had. She was going to be Angie Watts, and I was going to be Den. And we were going to sing Fairy Tale in New York. And then we realised we can't sing. We were going to stay another day.
didn't stop us doing the first song though.
No. I'm still going to pitch it to you every year to do the fucking Christmas
And I'm
song.
going to say no each time.
But he did get a lovely parka from me. He did get a lovely parka.
I did. I've worn that Parker a lot.
He's worn that parka once.
Oh no, that's a winter coat for sure.
Just side note, parkas are they're lovely, but you do boil like hell in them.
Whoa.
It has to be a very cold day, like -2. But
Anyways,
continuing on, the Carters should be the only family running the fic, nobody else, and should be forever. See,
I 100% disagree with that. That is no. The 12 years we've had has been more than long enough. And even then, I feel like the Vic should have changed hands at least 5 years ago.
it did, and then I went back to them. But on that, I can understand where they're coming from, because the 2010s and 2020s are their favourite era, are they define good eras. I can understand. But the problem I have is, yeah, sure, it's fun if the Carters run the fic, but eventually you're going to run out of Carters, so you have to create more.
Yeah.
And it's why the Knights were introduced. And I'm going to be honest, the Knights were...
the Knights have been about as developed as the Carters were. Let's be honest. Both families brought in a lot of families, a lot of different things, a lot of siblings and people to do. Kojo, let's be honest, is a one-note autistic character, which we love Kojo and he's great. But are we seeing any of the struggles of an autistic man adjusting to life in London? No. Oh, hey Kojo, you oh what? You have a flat now already? The first flat you're seeing, you already moved in. You're not struggling. No, not struggling. All right. Gina is more complex and has a history with making bad choices with men. She's at least and is now possibly going to be with Harry. Interesting one. Anna, one note, bit of an idiot, makes dumb choices. George consistently rolls. Obviously, George is a lot more developed. Sure, I'll give George more credit. Elaine, bad mum, bad partner, bad. Just it's kind of similar to the Carters where Lee had his 2 storylines and then fucked off. Nancy just has been ruined at this point because they made her a bitch. Johnny never really amounted to anything. The Carters are not a good family. There's a reason why Shirley and Mick and Linda are still prominently featured. That's because they're the only ones who are actually well done. I like Aunt Babe, sure, but she's not coming back, is she?
I will also say on this, the Knights have currently, in my eyes, been ruined as well. Because every storyline, apart from that one time they had Eddie, George, and his mom,
Gloria.
Pretty much all the Knights storyline has been, oh, Rose Knight, you're there. How's it going, babe? Oh, Lane, you're upset, are you? Oh, hello,
Cindy.
Hello, Junior. Hello, Junior's mom. Sabrina, how are you?
Oh, yeah, and Junior is also horrendously underdeveloped. He was brought in to sleep with Cindy. That's it.
I think it's not like you have your favorite shit characters, but you don't want, you don't mind them because they're just shit and you like them. They're not bad, but they're just shit. They'll never be the top people. They'll never be the highest grossing people.
They're not the ones getting axed first.
Yeah. I think mine is Junior. I think mine is Junior. Just because every opportunity he can, he just like George will be standing there, and then he just comes in and just right to the knee, just goes down a peg,
Yeah.
sunshine, and he's my favorite for it. Up there with Kojo, just because I love him. Because every time he's like, "Oh, George, you're happy with Elaine, are you?" Well, Elaine, I should let you know that Dad has been seeing another woman behind your back. How's that, George? And then he's secretly behind, when Elaine's complaining, he's secretly behind her back going, "Way, way, Dad, way," just like a child.
Someone clip that.
What?
I said someone clip that. That's a reaction image right there. But yeah, I know the Carter's Knight's underdeveloped as
Nope.
fuck. Ida Lane is my favorite,
Yeah.
so I will. I hope for Elaine, but a lot of the other characters, I'm not really holding for. Like, I like Gina. I hope Gina does something, but Anna's gone. Let's be honest. And Johnny's probably just gonna be shelved again soon anyway. Like, it's a failed experiment. In terms of actual hot takes, I think Alfie Moon should be killed off immediately.
I agree with
I
that.
think Alfie Moon shouldn't have come back since 2005. And every single waking year he spends on the show, it makes the character significantly less interesting.
The problem,
Very on-brand hot take, of course.
see, the problem with Alfie is it's hard to write his character because he can only do the same thing so many times before you go, "That's your one joke, mate." Okay. Okay, he's doing it again. Okay. He's still doing it. That's great. Like, it's the problem I have with Alfie is he does the same joke over again, but when he's supposed to be serious, he can't be serious. And plus, if you know the channel, we've already done it to death, but if you know, 2018, you should have never came back after that. They should have never brought him back. He should have never came back. I don't mind Shane Ritchie. Shane Ritchie can do what he wants, but I just think he should never be Alfie Moon again because it's been.
Just every year that he stayed on, it's just gotten worse. It's just gotten worse. Like they don't know how to write. Like he can get better, sure. He can 100% get better. Just have him be serious more of the time. It's easy. Obviously, you still have the Alfie Moon kind of charm, but you don't just have him speaking nonsense all the time. You do actually have him have serious moments where you realize, oh no, they aren't just a one-note stupid character. They can actually like carry serious stuff, and that way you make them more interesting. But fundamentally, like I'm sick of Alfie Moon. In terms of like couples, I much preferred Phil and Kat rather than Phil and Sharon. And I likewise want to never see Sharon and Phil ever again in any form at all.
I think on this point as well with Sharon and Phil, it's the problems that the previous writers did. It's not necessarily like Steve McFadden and whatever Sharon's.
Oh, they had good chemistry.
Yeah, it's not wrong to Lilia Dean. I think that's her name, isn't it?
Letitia Dean.
Letitia Dean and like Steve McFadden. They're phenomenal. They have chemistry. But the previous writers just had a habit of like Phil sleeping around.
They were always miserable. They were perpetually miserable.
Like we watched that White Christmas 2019, and like just Phil is just sad, and like Sharon's just, and Phil's like, "Why'd you sleep with Keanu?" And then Sharon's just like, "He made me feel alive. You never did, Phil." And I'm like, "Mate, he was dying because his fucking liver was failing. How could he make you feel alive? Or his kidney? How could he make you feel alive? He's struggling."
I think I've got an actual like really, really scorching hot take, and it helps that I'm naturally a contrarian. But I genuinely believe that Cindy Beale has been the best thing about EastEnders ever since she came back. It's controversial because everybody collectively hates Cindy, and like they don't hate Cindy because they hate Cindy because she's a hypocrite and she just causes problems. But that's why I absolutely love her, because Cindy can be, Cindy could be caught red-handed doing literally anything, and she'd still lie and try to get away with it. It's insane. Like there's no depth Cindy wouldn't stoop to try and get her own way. Like it's so good. And even though the Christmas wasn't that great, I still think that she was the perfect candidate to just tell her entire family, "You are all useless pieces of shit. I hate all of you. You fucking suck." Like, oh, it's just perfect. I think, like I said, Cindy to me has been the best thing about this recent era of EastEnders.
I will
And I
say,
think I also think the people who wanted Cindy to be brought back, but nice Cindy, can get to fuck. Like, what, you want Cindy and Ian to be happy? Oh, fucking grow up.
but now obviously we're gonna probably rewatch that Christmas for the channel again because we do it every year.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it because initially I wasn't excited for that Christmas, but realizing that the first part's not really that good because it's like, who's gonna tell Ian? Who's gonna tell Ian? But the second part where she's just like, I'm the victim here. You're all the problem. Why do you hate me? It's so iconic because it's shit how Cindy would do it. Cindy could break a cookie jar and then be like, Ian did it. Like, no, it was you, Cindy. I can see the glass on your hands. Ian did it. Cindy, the proof is right there.
I mean, the perfect example is she literally shot Ian and then still blamed Ian for shooting him. Like, it's so good. It's so good.
My favourite bit, because she is technically accountable for crashing the car into the Vic because she pushed Ian. But my favourite bit is just like, he did push Ian, but it is Reese's fault he crashed the car. I'm like, it's also your fault because you pushed the man in front of the car and he had to swerve. You know what I mean?
I think in terms of opinions that I also completely don't like, I think the weird opinion that came out around Martin's death at the anniversary was so tired and so played out. It's absurd.
The worst.
Because people were acting like Martin's death was as bad as Pat's, and it's like, what the fuck? What do you even mean? What do you mean? I'm a Martin Fowler stan. I love Martin. I ain't got no issues with Martin. But he does just fart around and sell fruit and veg and occasionally has a glance at Stacey Slater and they're like, oh, it's true love. It's true love. It's like, well, no, it's fucking not. Stacey's doing whatever the fuck else she wants to do.
I think.
I don't know why people treated Martin dying like they got shot in the heart. Like, Martin, who cares? It's Martin Fowler, for fuck's sake. He sold fruit and veg for fucking all of his life. He's useless. He does nothing. I'm Martin Fowler stan. I love him. When he died, I just went, well, get him next time, Martin. Who cares?
See, the problem I have with the Martin death is I only like it because of the reaction when I say the C word on stream, because there's a running joke we had on this channel with Chicken Nugget Lover 69, aka Jonathan Ross. No, not the famous comedian. He's a lesser known comedian. And he basically made this video, right, once where he's just like...
Well, it was ahead of the 6 flash forward, and we were suggesting who was going to be the dead body on the floor at Christmas.
Yeah, so he's going like, it's going to be Alfie, it's going to be like Howie, it's going to be Kim.
So like 70 names.
And then the one that stuck out to me was, it's Martin. He just goes, Martin, it's going to be the dead body, and it buckled no end. And my favourite bit is every time we watch like an EastEnders episode, he would come in and go, I see Martin is still dead from being the body on the Christmas floor. Everything else was CGI'd. And my favourite bit is just me grabbing the microphone and screaming at him in the live stream going, I see you, motherfucker. But like Martin's death, right, just on it, it's sad it happened, but he's an iconic character for the sense he's the first ever baby on the show. If you exclude Mary the Punk's baby, but he's the first ever officially born on this show.
Born. Yeah.
And I think people hold that in like high regard, but I'm like, Martin Fowler did nothing for the past 10 years. He was friends with Kush. He slept with Stacey, who slept with Kush.
He did have kids with Stacey.
He didn't, really, because they were all different people. So
I'm pretty sure one of his kids is this, but he basically adopted him, so.
Yeah. But still, he basically gets cooked every opportunity he can. Goes back to Sonia, who then's like, I don't want you being a bad boy, and then he just leaves Sonia, floats around, gets back with Stacey, and then dates Ruby Allen, and then like in the end, Ruby's like, he was my true love, and
It's
I'm like,
also, it's just because they act like they were soulmates, but they spent so long apart.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, so I always loved you. What about the like 4 years that you weren't together for? Oh no, I always loved you. Well, yeah, great. Well, you should have fucking been together then.
I,
Not waited to the last minute to go, oh.
like, it's like if you tell Romeo and Juliet, but you never include them together until the final moment. Like, obviously, they see each other in a cafe, and like he's drinking coffee, and he's like, and like they're eyeing each other up. But you wait till the final moment where they die in the balcony. You were my true love. And it's like, yeah, but you spend an hour of the film not even like together. You know,
Yeah.
it just doesn't work in my eyes. Oh, we could be wrong, but like you can't tell
I mean,
us.
it's like when they tried to make Lola and Jay soulmates when Jay and Lola both spent most of their teenage years with literally anybody else. Like, no. Lola spent most of her time with Peter. Jay spent most of the time with Abby. Like, they're not soulmates. But then it's just, yeah, it just people reacted like the Queen had died. It was mental. And
Oh
like,
my,
I'm a Martin Fowler stan. I love Martin. Martin brought me back into the show. I was just like, probably was time, wasn't it?
see,
Probably was time.
see, I need now. Sorry to the Queen and her husband who died, but I need the BBC One clip again, or the BBC Radio clip, where it's drum and bass, and then the bass drops, and it's like Martin Fowler has died. I just need it.
I've got another hot take for you.
Okay, go on.
I think.
Okay, he's
Oh
thinking.
god, this is gonna be like a Reese hot take. It's gonna age terribly. So imagine she gets axed. I still genuinely believe that if Elaine sticks around for the next 20 years, she will be thought of in the same category as Peggy Mitchell.
Ash, you remember what happened last time? You remember what happened last time with Reese? Do not go down this hole. This is not the hole you want to go down. But
It's a hot take. It's a hot take.
it's a hot take, but I do agree. Just like the bathtub falling on Reese, I agree.
It's just like she's got the same character. I don't know. Like people want characters like Peggy, but obviously because like the character's dead, they're in this untouchable category of characters who people will hate because they're overrated, or they will absolutely love and not actually think about what they did.
It's
Because, like, yeah, sure, Peggy is iconic. I do agree. She is an icon. She's one of the like best EastEnders characters of all time. But she is also in this unenviable class where people refuse to actually critique the character. Because the character wasn't great either. Like, the character, fundamentally, she was very selfish. She would never actually choose her boys, or she would never actually choose her kids over the Mitchell family name. Like, she was a cow. Like, she's not she's a great character, yes, but like this untouchable like queen status, untrue.
um
But like people want a landlady like Peggy, like this big, bold, loud, very kind of proud, open, like projecting it to the back row. But the second we actually get these characters, the fandom absolutely lose their shit. It's like, oh, we want a really big landlady. You know, Linda doesn't really cut it. Elaine, basically a pantomime actress. Let's go. Here she is. She's making the Queen Vic her stage. Hey, Elaine, bitch. And it's like, okay, she is a terrible mom. That's not wrong. And she's got a bad choice in men. That's not wrong either. But and then even like Nicola Mitchell, you bring in a new Mitchell woman. Ronnie and Roxy are dead. They're not getting brought back anytime soon. You bring her in. She's loud. She's boisterous. She doesn't give a fuck. She's a bit underhanded. She's a bit scheming. But they absolutely despise her because because she's a hypocrite. Guys, a lot of these are the templates as the characters you love. It's just because they don't have Ronnie Mitchell, Sam Mitchell, Peggy Mitchell. Just because they don't have these names attached, you despise them.
it's I don't want to say it's banned. Like, I don't want to say it's like how people criticize bands, but it's like when you have a favorite singer, and then it's the Linkin. I would say Linkin Park, but I haven't listened to it as much compared to Queen. It's like Queen, where obviously they wanted to continue doing Queen, but their lead singer is dead. They hold Freddie in such regard, so they're like, we need another Freddie, and it's like, okay, we have Adam Lambert. I think his name's Adam Lambert. They're like, no, he's not Freddie, and I'm like, yes, but you're holding Freddie in such a high regard. You're not letting this new guy show you what he could be, and it's the same Peggy in a sense, where it's like you want a character like Peggy, but you do not want them to be Peggy, and it's like, what do you want then? Because you have a new Peggy, you have two of them. You have Nicola and Elaine. But if you're not allowing Peggy to literally go into the afterlife, and you're keeping her in such a high regard, you cannot get a new character that is like Peggy, because you won't give up Peggy. You have to move on. It's how it works. You can't. When a character passes, you need to create someone who will fill that mold, who will kind of be like them, but not be them. They will kind of be like them. You take some, characteristics from past characters, you put them into this character, bam, they're a new character. That's how every idea works. You copy someone else's previous work, steal it a little bit, obviously credit them. You steal it a little bit, tweak it, and then it's your idea. It's like how 50 Shades of Grey is a bloody fan fiction of Twilight,
Yeah.
I know I'm making a stupid point, but anyways, it's just you can't get what you want because you're not letting it move on. Just let it move on, lads. Peggy's gone. She's been gone for nearly 10 years. I don't understand why we're holding her in such regard. She was an iconic character. That is correct. I'm not disagreeing with that. Just let Peggy rest. And that's it. Just I don't care if you bring her back for the flashback episodes by using a new actress. I don't mind that. Just let Peggy rest. And let the new owners, let everyone who can be a Peggy character, can be like Peggy, rise up. And yes, you might not like them because they're not Peggy, but you're not supposed to. You're supposed to be someone different. That's my weird point. The weird tangent.
Yeah. God, do I have any others I can immediately just cock off the old slap in here? More hot takes.
Sorry, I'm such a Peggy.
Oh. No, I think I'm out of hot takes, really.
All right.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of the points I would argue about current hot takes that are relevant to today are mostly just shit talking Chris Clenshaw, and we've already done a bunch of that, so don't really need to do any more of that. Couldn't write relationships to save his fucking life, could he? So, but there are good things and bad things, and we did 2 videos discussing both the good things and bad things about Chris Clenshaw that you should watch. Do you want to just quick fire some of the comments?
Yeah, give me a second. Just checking if there are any emails. No, I didn't. Let me quick fire some of these comments. IH3R2 says, well, it's nice to see some opinions that are actually unpopular this time around. So, Zainab and Masood's reaction to Saeed's sexuality is realistic. No matter how much it offended viewers. Darren should have never been.
Yeah, true. I appreciate. Yeah, that's fair.
Darren should have never been Heather's baby daddy. Sorry, but what the fuck? Him and Libby were perfect for each other with their business and brains dynamic, and he was dead loyal to her. Colin loved her, and obviously she felt the same in return. Heather was a bit desperate, but that's too far. Should have been Billy or something.
Yeah, I mean the Darren being the dad of Heather's baby was a very weird whodunit, and it was shock value. It was pure shock value. And
if you watch Harry Hill, I think the baby daddy in Harry Hill's universe was Mr. Blobby. I think.
Probably.
And she was obviously played by a man, if you didn't know that, in the Harry Hill version. Not surprised Charlie croaked after the stress of being a Slater. I would agree. Imagine being a Slater. I feel so bad for Charlie. Imagine in that household growing up, and you're the fucking dad. Jesus Christ. I wouldn't be surprised if you put in an earlier grave. I also need to watch more Charlie Slater. I just love him. He's just a fat old man, and I love him. He's like daddy. He's like Daddy
Fair
Pig
enough.
in a sense to me. Just big, round, and I love him and huggable. Shout out to Charlie Slater. I don't know what actor's name is. I like Diana. I like Daniela's Dan Daniela's Sam more because she was as vicious as her brothers. Kim was more of a man eater. Her romances were sharp but not weaponized for her pleasure like Daniela's. Frank only loved.
Yeah, so Daniela Westbrook versus Kim Metcalf as Sam Mitchell, essentially.
Uh,
I will always prefer Kim Metcalf, honestly. But I will say the direction of early Sam is obviously tenfold better than later Sam, because later Sam didn't fucking do anything.
um, Frank only loved Pat. She was telling the truth at 1998. Only Peggy was too stubborn to listen. Phil is.
Oh, I 100% agree.
Phil,
Frank only ever loved Pat.
that whenever I think of Frank and Pat, I think of that like deepfake video we made, where I'm wearing the Dickie bow tie and you're obviously Pat.
See, that video was straight fire, but the audience wasn't.
If you ever want a sequel, I can make a sequel. Probably not. I sorry, image of me deepfaked on Mike Reed's Frank Butcher is so funny to me. Bill is 100% responsible for how Ben turned out. Reprehensible how he treated him as a child.
I mean, as someone who watched a lot of Ben, yes and no. Obviously, the one big thing that never helped Ben was Stella, who did abuse him and set off a lot of the tendencies of, like, as an adult, you're supposed to have a role model as to who you aspire to be, and they prove you how to not go too far and actually react to things in a normal way. Obviously, that and Phil's awful parentage of Ben did not help. So Phil definitely played a huge part in Ben becoming the kind of slightly psychopathic sense of him in 2019. But Stella also played a real big part in it as well.
Yeah. This is by Bulldog Blues. Very quickly, my hot take is that it's super annoying. Whenever someone is unemployed, they ask around the same 2 or 3 places on the square and then lose hope. You live in London. I mean, yeah, London is massive.
Yeah, you can always find more work in London. Okay, I've found the best one. I think I've found the best one. This one from AbsBabs1 says, "I'm glad Dot left. It was sad that June Brown died, but I was glad to not see Dot on screen anymore." That's a fire hot take. Because, she's soap royalty. Nobody... Look, or at least not for another couple years, nobody's going to be like, "I fucking hate Dot Brannon." Like, you're not going to at this point. But I will agree that Dot towards the end, and I still blame the writers for it. I do blame the direction for the character, where she was basically told to sit in a chair and shut the fuck up, which obviously she didn't want to do, even though she was like 90 at the time. She didn't want to do, which I guess is fair enough. But also Dot in the basically, I mean, Dot probably should have been killed off at the 30th anniversary, at the 2015. Yeah, she should have been killed off at the 30th anniversary, in my opinion. For what she achieved afterwards, it was never worth it, honestly. She should have been given more. I still firmly agree and firmly believe that. And we should have seen, a really big storyline where she's killed off on screen. But unfortunately, we can't change history.
Yeah.
God, I've somehow agreed with the hottest hot take here. It's easy being a contrarian, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry for the quick camera cuts, lads. Sorry. But Dot is an interesting character because they never developed her beyond just her being old. So they just okay, we're gonna just sit in that chair and do nothing. That was written by one of the previous writers, probably because they just hated Dot in the end. She was treated like Pauline in the end.
I mean, she had a lot of troubles, right? She couldn't really see anymore. She couldn't read. She couldn't really hear very well. So, she was very much aging and showing the signs of aging, but like you do accommodate it in the end. Like, as Granny got on a little bit slow in her old years, put her in a home. Like, no, you obviously keep seeing her and keep trying. You don't just give up on her, and that's kind of what, at least I felt like the writers did or the producers did with Dot in the end, and that bit is unforgivable.
And I think we ended there. If you enjoy this, you want more, let us know. And we will see you in the next one. Bye bye. Bye bye.